In today's video, we're taking a look at how to make brown rice easy and simple. This is so easy, anyone could do everything that we use on the video. We're gonna leave a link on the description. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. That does help us out a lot. Thank you. So you woke up today and you have rice in your mind, but just not any rice, brown rice for that matter. If you want to check out our video on how to make white rice, we'll leave a link on the description. Don't worry, here at the StatUpBox team, we've got your back. So on this video, we're going to show two ways. And the first way is the old-fashioned way. So that means let your gray hair show proudly. And the first thing that we're going to need is the brown rice. And we're going to use 1 cup, which is 190 grams. If you want to use less or more, the only thing that you have to do is multiply, divide, find the square root, add, subtract. No matter what amount you use, the technique is going to be the same. And we want to get our favorite rice pot or pan. We're basically looking for some height and a lid, which basically rounds that off to almost all of them. But we're not going to turn on the stove yet. The heat for our victim will come later on. And now we get to the water park feature. And on this ride, for every cup of rice, we're going to use the same amount in cups but in water, and we're gonna add 1 additional cup or 236 grams, meaning if we have 1 cup of rice, we're gonna need 2. So let's say we have 2 cups of rice, then we would equal the amount of cups in water, which is 2, and add an additional 1. So that means 3 in total, meaning for 3 cups of rice, we'll add 1 additional 1 and have 4 cups of water. Now that you had today's math class, we're ready for the next step. We're gonna add the water to the saucepan and we're gonna turn off the heat of the jacuzzi to its maximum power. In this particular one is the number 5 or high. And we do this because we want the water to boil, and the faster the better. But if you want to take your time, we'll see you tomorrow. And now we get to our next ingredient, which is salt. So we're basically gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt or 6 grams. We're gonna go ahead and mix to our first cup of rice, and any other cup after that we only add half a teaspoon or 3 grams, meaning if you have 2 cups of rice with 1.5 teaspoons would be good. If you have 3 cups of rice with 2 teaspoons would be good. But remember, at the end you can always season your rice with any ingredient that you want. So if you notice at the end that you need a little bit of salt after it's cooked or pepper, you can add to taste. Remember, it's better to under season than to over season, because once you add too much salt you can't go back. And to get this party started a lot faster, we're going to place the lid on the pot. This is going to start the jacuzzi party a lot quicker. I mean, get the water to boil faster. Meanwhile we wait for the water to boil, we're going to take our rice to the sink and show it who's the boss. We're going to rinse it until we see the water come out clear. This will help clean it, remove any impurities or any extra starch. And we will do this with cold water. Now that we have our rice clean and our torture chamber boiling, I mean our jacuzzi, I mean our pot, we're ready to dump all our victims inside. And then right away we want to lower the temperature to medium low or the number 3. But let's say in some cases you have a lid that has a hole in it, or a lid that you notice that doesn't cover well and you see evaporation from the sides, or you have a lid that's not heavy enough and it rattles because of the civil war that's going on in there. We have 3 tips that may help you out. 1, you can lower the temperature to under medium low or 2.5. This would help the water evaporate less. If you have a hole in the lid, you can take a little piece of paper or aluminum foil and stick it in the hole. Or if your lid rattles or it has a hole, for either which, you can use the method used in movies, which is placing a towel over its head, I mean over the lid. And now comes the hardest part of the whole video, and that is waiting. For no reason in the world, we're gonna open that lid for a minimum of 45 minutes. But always remember, if you notice that it's still a little bit sticky or wet, you can go up to 1 hour and check in intervals of 5 to 10 minutes. That's why a pro tip, having a clear lid, you can see how the rice is developing without having to open it. And as you can see, we have perfectly cooked rice, grainy and not sticky, well cooked and and soft. But let's say you want to shave some time from the scoreboard and cook that rice a bit faster. Here we have the second way of cooking brown rice. And on this particular method, we're going to use, for every cup of rice that we use, we're going to add an additional 2 cups of water, which is an additional 472 grams. So that means if you have 1 cup of rice, you're gonna add the same equivalent in water, which is 1 cup, and then add an additional 2 cups for a total of 3 cups. So that means if you have 2 cups of rice, you're gonna add 2 cups of water and then an additional 2 cups for a total of 4 cups. Meaning if you have 3 cups of rice, you're gonna add 5 cups of water. We're gonna use the same amount of salt, just like before, 1 teaspoon for the first cup, which is 6 grams, and then half a teaspoon from thereafter. We're gonna go ahead and mix together. We're gonna place our stove in high heat or the number 5, and this time we're gonna place the lid only to have the water boil a lot faster. And once we have the water boiling, we're gonna go ahead and add our rice. But the difference now, we're not gonna place the lid back. Just like the Squid Games, we wanna give them a chance at the prize. We're gonna mix them in so they can mingle with their salt friends. And the difference now that we're gonna wait until it cooks. This can take from anywhere to 15 minutes to 30 minutes. In our case, we left them in there for 30. But the advantage that you have using this technique is that you can always use your spoon and verify if the rice is cooked or not. Once in a while, we move the rice to help it cook better or more evenly. And as you can see, the rice is cooked and not sticky. It's grainy, just like we like it. We're gonna take it either to the sink or to a bowl with a mesh colander and make sure that we remove every loser from the game. I mean, the water. And even though that you notice that your mind is playing tricks on you and you would think that the rice is wet, it's really not. We would say that the difference from this one and the other one is that the other one is a lot grainier, being a lot drier. But if you're gonna place them in the octagon, they're virtually identical. But if you're looking to save time, this is the way to go. But if you're looking for the perfect grainy rice, the first way is the way to go. But no matter which technique you use, the winner is you. You can pat yourself on the back for a job well done. You become a brown rice master. That goes with your brown belt that you earned today, and say victory to the world. Don't forget, if you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. That really helps. If you have any questions, place them in the comment section below. Either someone on the StatUpBox team or someone on the YouTube community can help you out with an answer. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us on social media. Thank you for watching, and here's a link to our latest video.